Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Srijitra from Exambla Healthcare. Today I thought I'll talk about a topic which is very close to my heart, toxic relationship. A relationship will become toxic if one person tries to control the other person for his whims and fantasies. So this can happen if one person tries to dominate the other person in a way, or if one person becomes too much dependent or too pestering in a relationship. Both are toxic in a way because that over the long run will try to change your personality as such. It will robs of your space, it robs of your freedom, it changes your individuality and it changes your personality. I used to work in an organization long back and we had a receptionist. She is so young, she is so beautiful and she is so full of potential. She married very young out of love. So once in a while she used to turn up with bruises in her face and body. And one day I noticed there is a cut in her hand also. So we all could sense like what has been happening in our relationship, but we tried to help her out of it, we tried to ask her to break it off, but every time she used to go back to him. And one fine day she just came to me and said that she is pregnant and she quit the job. And since then I lost her contact also. I can only think about her with little pain in my heart. I can only imagine like where she is now and what she is doing. In a toxic relationship, a domination can happen in many ways, especially it can be physical, wherein it ends up in physical abuses. It can be emotional, where one person always tries to find fault in the other person, always criticizing you. You are not good enough, you are not good looking enough, you are not this, you are not that. So this is the reason why we lose our self-esteem in a relationship. It can be financial. Because if we are not allowed to control our finances, even for little things in life, we'll have to take the approval of the husband. We have to go and beg him for money. It doesn't matter whether you're working or not. Even if you're working, I know many couples wherein after the salary is credited, the husband will take away the complete salary. And every time for small needs, you'll have to go to the husband and ask for money. So that kind of financial control. Sexual domination. Indulging in a bit of sexual fantasies, if both partners are agreeing, are quite needed in a married life. But if one person tries to execute his sexual fantasy without the consent of other, will end up in marital rape or marital sexual abuse. So these are the ways wherein a person is controlled in a toxic relationship. So now come the question, why does people fall for this toxic relationship? So the answers are many. One of the reasons is age factor. When we are young, especially when we are in teenage times, we tend to fall for these guys who is a little bit dominating, a little bit of toxic in nature, because it gives us some kind of control, some kind of semblance of protection. It is romantic in a way, especially when we start off. So that is the reason when we marry young, or if we try to marry our college crush during that early ages, we always pick up this person who are a little bit dominating, a little bit of controlling in nature. So, age is one of the biggest factors. And the second thing is, if you are in a toxic relationship, the person will not become abusive overnight. He preps you and he grooms you in a way. And whenever things goes out of the hand, suddenly it becomes a fault of yours. You will be always made to believe that, it is because of your fault that things gone out of the hand. And from the next day, things would be normal. He will behave normally. So, you will be forced to believe that, things are going back to normal. Things will be better from this day. But every time he loses his cool, he will be abusive and he will be dominating in a way. So that's how this toxic relationship works. And most of the time, they will have a very good image in the society. Among the friends, among the relatives, they will have the best of image. So convincing your loved ones that you are in a toxic relationship is the biggest barrier in getting out of the toxic relationships. And the second category of the people who fall for this toxic relationship is always children who are brought up in a very patriarchal environment, in a very abusive and controlling environment, tends to fall for this kind of toxic relationship in their future because their brain is stored with those memories of past, of their childhood. And if she sees a person in the future which is matching this kind of characteristics, the brain will immediately identify with that person and they tend to fall for that person. It is like how you do your shopping. So it doesn't matter like, where you go. Even if you have 1001 choices in front of you, your brain will immediately identify with the colors or patterns of dresses that you already have in your wardrobe. And you tend to pick those kind of dresses again and again. The same thing happened in a relationship. Okay, if the brain tries to identify the same kind of characteristics that you have seen in your childhood, we tend to identify with that person and tend to fall for them. And it totally depends on how we train your mind. Because mind is the one person who interprets those images. If you train your mind to say no, well and good, you are in a good path. And if you are not training your mind to say no, then definitely you are heading to a doomsday. So that's it regarding the toxic relationship. If you really like the video, you please make sure to like, comment and share. And also, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.